Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Foocast. My name is Finn and again I am joined by Robert.
Hello.
How are you, Robert, man? You good?
I'm good.
I'm also
very
good.
good.
I'm kind of pissed because Jane didn't bother to show up even though we delayed it like 100 times so we could fit his time zone. But dude didn't bother to show up. But it's fine.
Disappeared.
You know, we got us. So, Bad Batch, episode 1 and 4. If you guys are wondering why...
1 and 4?
4 and 5. Thanks, Robert. This is why you're here. This is why I got you here.
Exactly.
If you wonder why we didn't do 4 last week, I was busy as a motherfucker. Robert was probably busy or asleep, one of the two, probably both. And
I was busy being asleep.
Yeah. Anyway, so episode 4 and 5. That's what we're gonna go over today. So literally just like an hour before we started recording this, right? Because episode 4 was a week ago, so I basically had to recap on episode 4, and then while I had time, I just wanted to recap episode 5. And I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed them, episode 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
I was gonna say I definitely enjoyed 5 more than 4.
Yeah, like 5 was. It was one of those episodes where, like, I really did like the concept. At the same time, it's like you get to see what happened with, like, these Zygerian slavers. I mean, I haven't seen the arc, but I know what happens in the arc.
It was a good arc.
Yeah, I've heard people say it was a really good arc, but it's kind of cool that they're going back and just seeing... It's like, for example, is it Cutler Quain?
Yeah.
It's like he was introduced in the early Clone Wars season, and you basically see how... like where he's been and how the Empire is sort of affecting him, and then you basically
It also makes the universe seem a lot more bigger and connected.
Yeah, and I do like that they're like
that.
revisiting old characters and stuff, and it's kind of cool how they're going back and just seeing like where the Zygerian slavers are now and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool that they see where their position is in the universe now that the Empire sort of taken over.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool in that sense. And so, did you want to go from talk about episode 4 and then go to episode 5, or did you want to just do a little bit of both?
Yeah. Do episode 4 first.
Yeah. I remember I went on Instagram and everyone was saying that, oh my god, episode 4 is absolutely amazing. And I knew that Fennec was in it, and then I went on call with you and you said it was just So I was just like, half my expectations was just like Robert didn't like it, but loads of people online said it's amazing, so I was just like, But like, I did enjoy episode 4, to be honest with you. I did think it was good, but it wasn't anything like...
It wasn't anything spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, nothing amazing happened. Like, to be honest, I really don't get when people say, oh, it was the best episode of the series so far.
No, it's far from it.
I really don't get that perspective.
It felt very much like a Rebels episode, and that's not bad. I think it was handled better than like a typical Rebels episode. But like, it was, it's a concept that we've seen before. It's just, in just other shows, it's not just Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, people go to like a small market planet, they try and get something goes wrong, there's a bit of a chase,
They go back chased by one of their friends,
yeah,
being chased by someone else.
They go back to the ship and then they escape. Like, it was sort of just like, okay, I've seen this before, but like, it was better than a few times that they've done it in Rebels, to be fair.
I think with Rebels, the problem is that they had the Disney XD restrictions.
Yeah.
And it was very more childish, whereas Bad Batch kind of went more, I won't say adultish with it, but it was definitely more mature in the way they handled it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Rebels is bad. I do enjoy Rebels, but like, a few of the... Obviously, you get those kiddie elements in Rebels where you sort of just gotta tolerate. You know, like, obviously for kids then, it'll sort of just be like, oh, that's fine, there's a bunch of stormtroopers just getting punched, and then, like, nothing really happens. The Empire's a bit of a joke and stuff, but like, in this, it was handled a bit better, and I think, in that case, it was just, like, one, seeing Fennec was really cool. 2, I thought, like... Yeah, go on.
I wish that Fennec was a bit different.
In what way?
I really do wish, but... Because right now, she just feels like she's the same character from The Mandalorian. Like, it doesn't feel like she's gone through any actual character development to where she is in The Mandalorian. Like, I know I said this briefly to you yesterday about how... it would have been better if, like, instead of Fennec being the suit, it was like her mentor or sister or something, and Fennec was like maybe a bit younger, Or that where we get to see like go on her origin story.
Yeah,
and
I get what you mean.
I'd be more entertained by her being on the show.
Yeah.
With her just being this badass bounty hunter already.
I'm not 100% bothered by it. I was happy to see that a character from The Mandalorian was in an animation such as like Bad Batch, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And there's a few shots in other trailers where like it's not in that episode 4, and I presume it's pretty obvious that she's going to come back in future episodes. So.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah, so it's like I'm curious to see where they're going to go from there. Like, is she going to team up with the Bad Batch? Is she going to see her employer? Is something going to like be done there? Is going to, as they say at the minute, like she's new to the guild. You know, like the bounty hunting guild.
That's my kind of problem with it. Like, it says she's new to the guild, but is already one of the top like members. And they're like, I think it'd been cool throughout this season to see her go from a noob who doesn't really know what she's doing to one of the most badass bounty hunters instead.
Yeah,
I think that'd been fun to watch.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I was
gonna say if something happened with like one of the Bad Batch members ended up killing like her mentor or sister, it would have given her relationship with Boba Fett like a new dynamic. I feel like.
Yeah. So
it'd be fun to explore.
So it sort of be like, you know, like in episode 5 of season 1 of Mandalorian, where she sort of like she's left for dead, and then like a clone Boba Fett saved her, and she's just like, I hate clones, but he saved my life, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting to see that.
Yeah, like
also,
yeah,
something that I really didn't like in the episode was how easily she took down Wrecker. Like, I really didn't like that.
Yeah, like, Wrecker's getting knocked out a lot this season. Like, he sort of shows up and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna take you down, and then he just gets knocked out, and it's just like, oh.
Just like, great. He's supposed to be like the strong one, and then he just gets knocked out by getting pushed.
Do you think that's a quality of his chip doing that to him? Or do you think that's just Wrecker in general?
I'm thinking it's just Wrecker in general, but I do think his headache thing is his chip activating.
Yeah.
But they've been given this, Wrecker's got a headache for too long now, for it to just not be anything.
Hang on a sec, I'm just turning you up in the Discord. Right, there we go. So, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I thought it was, I wasn't massively bothered by it. I was sort of just like, Wrecker's, there's gonna be a cool fight, and then she sort of outsmarted him instantly.
Yeah, it wasn't even like she outsmarted him, she just kind of moved, then pushed, and he bumped into a pipe and knocked himself out. And I was just like, these are meant to be some of the most elite soldiers in the fucking galaxy.
Yeah, I know.
He gets pushed, and then falls over and is knocked out.
Yeah, I rewatched episode 4 like an hour ago, and as Wrecker was about to swing a punch, she analysed the like where he was gonna go. So at the same time, I was like, oh, that was pretty cool, but like, I don't.
It's just,
yeah.
It makes Wrecker seem like a bit of a joke. Like I know it's the comic relief, but sometimes I feel like making a comic relief character too much of a joke is a bad thing.
Yeah, it's like I do like Wrecker quite a bit, mostly because he just doesn't really give much of a shit, and he's just a fucking...
Yeah.
He's just like, what?
The walking tank.
Yeah, I just... Plus his armor's awesome, right? And, like, I know that's how everyone, like, was on about Boba Fett, just like, oh, he's a shit character, but, like, his armor's awesome, so automatically he's amazing. And that's not why, I just like Wrecker in general. I think I think most of his, like, fight scenes in season 1 made me like him a bit more in this. I just wish that because I'm pretty sure they're going to go somewhere with the chip, because it's been brought up way too much, and it's not just a headache at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely not. Unless they get to the season and it's just, we subvert your expectations.
Or he has like a headache tablet in the season finale, and he's alright, and he goes into season 2.
He's like, I'm fine now, Hunter, thanks.
I'm fine, thank you for the headache tablet, I can't have it. That was my fucking terrible Wrecker. But
I was gonna say my favourite part of episode 4 was when Echo got sold.
Oh,
that was my favourite part.
When Echo got sold. For ages now, you're just like, I really want them to do something with Echo, and now we're just like,
I was there like, I really want to do something with Echo. He's a good character. Do something more of him. first thing that happens, first big thing he gets sold.
You know what I said to my dad when I was...
Poor guy.
You know what I was saying to my dad, like, when I was watching that for the first time last Friday, right? I was saying, imagine if they actually just sold him and they never came back for it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. It'd be funny if they just forget Echo and that's how he's like leave.
I'm guessing that's the same conversation you had with Stuart, where just imagine if they just full on sold it. Just like, I'm worth 2,000, and they just like, it's 3,000, and like Echo's just like, alright George, we're gonna go back to the ship and fix it. They arrive and they're just gone.
As they're in there, Hunter's like, thank God he's gone.
Thank God he's gone. And then, like, literally as soon as he arrives, he just catches the shoulders leaving at the last second, and he's like, shit.
They have to, like, digitally remaster the original trilogy to put Echo in the background of everything.
I don't like androids. No androids in the Bad Batch. I do, but I do like that they've actually done something with him. Like, I do like the concept of, like, him sort of being pissed off for being like mistaken to be a droid sort of thing.
Yeah, especially considering he's a clone. And
Yeah.
he's probably like hates droids.
And
At least some of them.
I do like, you know, how they're meant to like blend in with the crowd, right?
Yeah.
And I do like how like Hunter sort of just goes out in his like uniform to disguise himself, and then they bring Echo to basically act like a droid. I think that's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, I did like that. It was fun to see. I did think it was funny how Hunter just hasn't thought to disguise his hair or anything.
Yeah. I get what you
probably
mean.
like Smith recognizable for part.
Yeah. Plus, no, I think the most recognizable part is probably his face, and he's a clone. Or just at least take the headband off, or is it like surgically attached to him?
It's probably just his skin.
Imagine if like Hunter wasn't actually like good at tracking. Like his like genetic mutation is that he was born with a headband just attached to his forehead. Like Wrecker's really strong, like Crosshair can like snipe people really well, Tech's really like intelligent, and Hunter was just born with this like headband attached to him.
Hunter was just born with his power being he looks cool.
Like it's not like a red ribbon headband, it's actually like one big blood vessel. And like the skull on his headband is actually like a deformed twin in like the tube in Camino. It was just like it died.
So if Hunter's Hunter and that deformed twin would be Predator. Would it be? Yeah, it would be Predator. Hello?
Hello? Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened just there. I was just like, hello?
Weird.
But I do like that they actually done something with Echo this episode. And
yeah,
it wasn't
nice theme, but
it wasn't huge, but at least they actually did something to him, because earlier on he was
I liked it.
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, my complaint is that the show starts to feel more like Hunter and the Bad Batch.
Mhm.
And they bought it, but it should be just the Bad Batch, where they all have equal amount of screen time and stuff to do.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that like they're finally doing stuff with them, and they're actually beginning to explore those characters a bit more.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're starting to do that, because Echo, beforehand he was sort of there just to, like, Echo, do this, and then basically just stick his little robot hand in and then just, like, hack something, right? That's all he was really there
like,
to
wiggle
do.
it around a bit.
And just wiggle it around. And while that's fun to watch, it's like you need Echo to do something a bit more.
Yeah, he needs an actual character.
And I did like this episode where he was, like, mistaken for a droid and he was being pissed off, just like, I'm not worth 2,000. And he actually does something this episode, and he has a lot of input on the, like, battle sequences and a few, like, sort of character moments in the next episode, which I'll get into that later. But, like, I'm happy that he was sort of, like, the MVP of this episode.
Yeah.
Like, up until this point...
had more time to shine.
Yeah, like, up until this point, it was sort of just Echo was sort of there. Like, you enjoyed seeing him... Yeah.
You just kind of came across as, hey, this is that character you need from the Clone Wars who's now here.
Yeah.
But this time he felt like he had something to actually contribute.
Yeah, and because we said before that we really wanted him to have a lot more input in just like the first few episodes.
Yeah.
And I really wish that they did a lot more of him with Order 66. To be honest with you, like
same. I'm hoping as soon as Rex turns up, we get some of that.
Yeah, but with like when I rewatch episode 1. There's a few things I can sort of like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that now, I like that now, but like, like, apart from that one explanation where they were just like, well, what about Echo? He was a reg, like, he was a reg, why didn't he get affected? And then they sort of explained it. I wish that because of what happened to him on Skeka Minor, he actually did something a lot more in episode 1. And I'm still kind of salty about that.
I'm fully on board with that, yeah.
Yeah, I just, like, it's just a cool concept, isn't it, of just having just everyone else just, like, being mind-controlled, and Echo's, like, sort of got to blend in. Like, I know I keep bringing that up, but just, like, I really wish that happened.
It would have been a cool idea to see.
Yeah.
It would have given more character to Echo already.
Yeah.
And then we would have gone to know the Bad Batch after that arc a bit more as well.
Yeah. Also, there's, like, a little something I wanted to bring up, right? I know it's not, like, massive, it's just, like, a small, like, little 2-second detour, you know, when Omega drops that little clone trooper doll, and the guy's like, hey kid, you break it, you pay for it, and then he's like, sorry, and then as Echo sort of, like, he picks it up and he's just, like, helping her with something, and then the shopkeeper sort of does, like, a close-up, and he's just, like, looking at Echo, and then there's, like, a quick close-up of, like, I think it goes from, like, Echo's waist, and like, the camera zooms all the way up until Echo, and it's, like, a slow shot, and it's sort of him, like, analysing Echo, just looking at him like a droid.
Huh.
Like, I was just...
checking him out.
Yeah, like, it was sort of just a little moment where it was just, like, it wasn't anything huge, but I just thought, like, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did, like...
What else was in this episode? Oh, yeah, with Useless Cop.
Yeah, those okay, the actual chase...
Why weren't their fucking windows bulletproof?
I have no idea.
Or, like, blaster-proof?
Like, it
didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, like, it should be, like, what? Just a bit of a no-brainer. Like, if you're in, like, high-speed chase, just make the, like, glass not just shatter instantly. But, like,
yeah.
I did actually... First time I watched that chase, I was just, it's a bit basic. And while it is a bit of a basic chase, I thought, like, some moments were really cool where, like, Omega's hanging, and then, like, they're going from, like, car to car, like, you know, when everything's moving, and then as, Hunter's trying to get Omega, just basically, she's smacking him away, and then, like, a bunch of boxers are, like, making Fennec move to different vehicles, and then Omega's, like, hanging from, like, a thread, and then,
yeah.
I did like how, like, and then there's, like, a big shoot-up with the cops as well. I did like, as soon as Hunter gets Omega, he throws that one explosive, that was the last one they had, and then there's, like, a shot of, as soon as it lands, Fennec's, like, about to shoot them, and she looks out at the last seconds and notices it, and then it blows up, and then she's just going from, like, car to car, and then she just hits the ground, and then there was that moment where she turns around, and, like, she doesn't look at the explosion, because cool guys don't look at explosions, and I just thought, like, because I remember that from the trailer, I was just like, okay, that's pretty cool.
It would have been funny if, like, when Fennec hit the ground, she just died.
She just
but
died.
Like, never explained how she's in Mandalorian.
And then, as soon she knew the explosion was going to go off, and as soon as she turns around to not look at it, she just like, I'm not going to look at an explosion. It just blows up and kills her. She didn't
shrapnel hits her in her back. She's like, ah!
She didn't realise how big the explosion would be, and she just dies. And then
that would have been funny.
And then it's retconned that in Mandalorian it's a different Fennec Shand. Someone else has taken up the mantle. If someone else has taken up the mantle, it just looks exactly like her.
It's Omega.
But I did really... Omega becomes the next Fennec Shand. What a character development. Omega's really sweet, and, like, the one bounty hunter that was hired to kidnap me, she's just like, oh, my bounty hunter died. Well, to pay her respects, I'm going to become the next Fennec.
How does that make any sense? Why are you trying to honour the person who tried to kidnap you?
You don't
understand.
I need to honour the person who was hired to kidnap me. Just, like, leaves the Bad Batch to become the next Fennec.
Hunter and all the Bad Batch are just like, what we thought?
No, but, like, in the next episode, like, they just reuse, like, Fennec's character model as instead of Omega. It's just like, well, kids, you grow big. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's just the exact same. Like,
yeah,
tall, dark hair.
And then they just use some bullshit line that's like, wow, kids grow so fast. And they just use that bullshit.
And that's it. That's all the explanation you ever get.
There's no explanation. Then, like, the rest of the episode, the rest of the season, it's just like Omega is Fennec.
They don't even call it Omega anymore. They just call it Fennec.
And then the Bad Batch just never shows up the rest of the episodes. It's just like Fennec. It's just Omega is Fennec.
They forget about Corsair and the stuff in Camino. I would just start telling her journey to a Mandalorian instead.
Yeah, like the moment like where the Bad Batch picks off, it's just like where she gets shot in Mandalorian. Okay.
It wasn't actually like she didn't actually get shot by Mando or anything. It was Hunter that did it. He was like, I'm disappointed in you, Omega.
It was retconned, you know, that random kid with like Mando. He just there's like a mask he takes off, you know, like out of Mission Impossible, and it's just Hunter underneath. Okay, we're going off track.
But in a good way.
I rewatched this and this made me happy, right? I like, you know that droid who has like little arms and legs who sort of just waddles around?
Oh, yeah.
I love the occasional, like, what's with Star Wars recently, where, you know, like, R2 units, where it would be, like, it's sort of in Clone Wars, where one of them had, like, hands, and I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then fast forward in The Mandalorian, there's one on the back of that boat. You know, in the season finale of the first one, I'm like, oh, it's an R2 unit, and all of a sudden it just grows, like, massive legs and arms. I was like, excuse me. And then in this one, it's just this little baby, like, R2 unit just waddling about. I love it. It makes me happy.
It makes me laugh, because we're not generally not supposed to look like that, so in a way it's kind of like body horror but for droids.
It's like they've been modified. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I love it. It just makes me happy just seeing that little thing just waddling around. It's like a jelly bean.
It's a jelly bean droid.
But like episode 4, chase sequence was really good. I did like. Okay, I'm not sure how you feel about this. Do you feel like a sort of sense of like they're desperate because they don't really have a lot?
I don't feel like they're too desperate yet, just because they haven't really run into that much Imperial shenanigans yet.
Yeah, like there'll be a few instances where I feel like they are all proper badass and have like the Republic, and all of a sudden they're just having disguised different clothes, and then they go over there and Hunter's like proper, just like, come on, this explosive is like worth 1,800 credits, and he's just like, they're sort of struggling a bit.
Yeah.
And I do like that. I do like there's a sense of just like urgency, how they desperately need to get something.
I do feel like it would have felt like there's been more urgency if nearly all the planets they went to did have like Imperial guards on them.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, it's going to be a weird comparison, but in Prison Break Season 2, when the main characters break out of prison, like, you feel a sense of urgency and desperation in everything the characters do.
Yeah, it's like
obviously
the end
of one.
It's like the last Clone Wars episode, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
I do know what you mean, and I was thinking about this earlier, right? You know how episode 3 I thought was like really good, right? But it was just an okay episode, but the crosshair moments kind of just umped it up.
The crosshair moments is what made that episode good for me.
Yeah, like
the stuff with Hunter and Omega was just, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like it was sort of like, if I just think of episode 3, the first things I think of is just the crosshair stuff. Imagine this, right?
Yeah.
You've got episode 4, and it has the crosshair moments as well. And you
I do think that would have elevated the episode for me.
Yeah, you could have literally just got rid of the moon stuff on episode 3, to be fair.
You really could have. I really don't feel like that was that important to anything.
Yeah, like, it was sort of...
like...
it was fun to watch, but it was sort of like... not filler, but just sort of like it wasn't important.
Like, it wasn't filler, but it just wasn't really important to anything too much.
Yeah. Like, I
just felt we were kind of there to pad out the one time.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason I'd go back and rewatch the episode is either if I'm doing an entire rewatch, or if I want to watch the crosshair moments again, if I don't have access for YouTube for whatever reason.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying this to do as well, but episode 4 I feel like needed something more to it, like when it was alongside about a plot of Omega going missing. Yeah. I feel like they could have put some Hunter training the new, Die Troopers, as we call them.
Yeah, or if they had, okay, this would have been cool, right? Yeah, I do really like this episode. I'll give it my grade real quick. I'll probably give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. Okay, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But imagine if, say if Tech, something happens on the ship, or let's just say Wrecker's a fucking idiot and accidentally tears out the wrong,
He tears out the cockpit.
Yeah, he tears out the entire cockpit, and he tears a wing off. He's just like, pull this wire, and just pulls the entire wing off. But like, imagine if, you know, they're trying to get that, I think it's a tracker or something, and he pulls that, and due to something going wrong, like the entire ship's power goes down, and then Tech doesn't have access to the cameras and Pantora, which I'm happy I remembered that planet, and Hunter has to use his actual tracking abilities to find Omega.
I think that would have been better to see, yeah.
Because, like, the only instance where we've had Hunter showcasing his abilities this season is when he was looking for Kanan.
Yeah.
And while
I do feel like they need to find a way for all the characters to use their abilities more.
Yeah.
Especially Hunter, since his isn't a, like, visual power that we can see.
Yeah. Like, all of them use their powers, but like well, I mean powers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And like, I just think this would have been like a really good moment to like try and find where Omega would be. Like, obviously he found her before, it would be like in a more like a better way, sort of thing.
Yeah, I get that, because I think it would have made the episode more tense instead of just, oh, I can see her everywhere she goes on the camera. Because another thing I saw people saying is that, oh, they were really in suspense during the episode.
Yeah.
Which, again, I just didn't get, because I was like, I wasn't really suspense by anything. Like, I didn't really feel the tension. I might have felt it more if the cameras were down and Hunter had to actually use his, like, tracking abilities.
Yeah. I wish that happened, but, like, I really did enjoy this episode, to be honest with you. I did like the fact that, there was a kind of sense of urgency, and I'm not going to say this episode was filler because it's sort of.
I do keep saying this, but I don't think any episodes are going to be filler.
Yeah.
They're just going to be. You're either going to find them kind of like meh or good. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like there was a lot of filler. In Rebels, but I feel like some filler is good and some filler is bad. Okay, because it
would depend if the filler is entertaining or not.
Yeah. It's like there's a few Rebels episodes that are just there because fucking why? And then
they have like an episode, like they have like what 22 episodes, and it's like, oh, the story can't fit 22 episodes, so we'll just put some random bullshit in.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Red Filler comes out of.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but like, because it's a kid show as well, I feel like you need some episodes to sort of just make it like have like a little adventure or something like that. But like when there's too many of them, it starts to just get like, okay.
You start to notice it and get really frustrated.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the day when The Walking Dead did that a shit ton, and it was the most annoying fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
It's like,
I could imagine that being irritating.
Their episodes that they had were never fucking good. Like, it annoyed the fuck out of us. Like, when you did it, like, first on like season 4, and it's like, okay, yeah, that was fun to watch. But as the show went on, it became the most annoying, obnoxious thing ever. Like, in season 7, it was like 3 bottle episodes, all in a row. And it's like, we don't care, it wasn't entertaining, we just want to get back to the main story.
Yeah. I get what you mean, but I'm not going to say like any Bad Batch episode has been filler so far. Like there's filler elements.
Not.
There's filler elements in like say 5, 2, and 3, but there's moments in there for like character development and just little nuances. Like this episode basically just like explained just like, okay, the Bad Batch, they don't have a lot and they need to try and like sacrifice a lot of like poured items like explosives to basically just get any money they can because they're basically broke, and at the same time it explains that this bounty hunter is going after Omega.
Yeah.
I don't say that's filler.
It's not filler. Like, for me, for anything for having a Bad Batch, the Bad Batch themselves would have to have an end goal where they were going. Like, if the Bad Batch's entire plan, say from episode 1, was to get Omega to like a specific planet, or say we'll call this like Bloopy Block for now.
Yeah.
If their entire end goal was to get there, I'd say episode 4 and 5 are filler. But they're not, because they aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure the episodes from now on are gonna get like really, really good. Like I've just got a feeling. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure just like, you know how season 7 of the Clone Wars was, where it had like a really strong start, and then the middle
and
was
then
just
a weak fucking middle.
Yeah, and then like the
an
ending,
extremely weak middle.
and then the ending was like the best Star Wars you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like the season finale is going to be just like really, really good.
I hope so. Hopefully a lot of it comes like I hope it's going to be kind of like a cool battle where you have to clone rebellion against the Empire on Camino, and then you have like the Bad Batch fending off against Fennec.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Or like imagine Stormtroopers versus Clone Troopers.
That's what I said, man.
But that's what you meant. Okay, but that'd just be really cool to see because the animation. Okay, also real quick, the animation in this episode was beautiful. Okay, I just love all like the little lighting just off like like the little back alley streets. Like there's like a bunch of red, green, blue lighting, just like going like it would like reflect off some of the characters' faces and stuff like that. It just looked, I've realized halfway through this episode, I realized how stylistic, animation-wise, Clone Wars and Bad Batch is of an animation.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the best animation.
It's like you don't.
I was going to say it's completely off topic for the lighting, but do you find it weird at all how they're on Pantora, but you barely see any Pantorans?
What do Pantorans look like?
They're fucking blue. There's like barely anything there.
I didn't actually know that there was such a thing.
Oh yeah. They had a arc in well, we didn't have an arc. But
so this is a new planet. So this has been through. Has this planet been?
We did. I don't remember if we went to it in Clone Wars. There was an arc where the Pantoran. Who is it? The Pantoran president or something's daughters get kidnapped. And then the Pantoran, I think it's the Pantoran senator has to like go find them. And they're like, Pantorans are naturally like blue with like kind of like, I think it's like yellow markings on their faces.
They were all hibernating.
Like you know the two cops that were chasing the Bad Batch.
Oh, those blue. Oh yeah, those blue motherfuckers.
Yeah, those are Pantorans.
They were all hibernating for the winter.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. But like overall, wait, is there anything else you want to touch up on episode 4 before we go to episode 5?
The only thing I say is I'll give this episode a 6.
A 6? Okay, well you said that was a 5 last week, so any reason
why I kind of warmed up to it by 1. Just by 1.
Yeah, I give you, a 6 is fine. I'd give you that. I'd probably give it an 8. I'd say. I think it's a really good episode, but it's not like incredible. Like episode 2
if I go to rewatch the episode, I'm not gonna look at this and be like, oh, I've got to fucking watch that episode again. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
Oh, it's just like it sort of be like imagine if episode 6 is like the next Siege of Mandalore. It would be like, all right, so I've got 2 more episodes to go to until I get to this.
Yeah, that'll basically be it. It's like, I'll watch this. I'm gonna be like, I'll get through this episode just so I can get to that part.
Yeah. So overall, I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. So episode 5. Okay, this came out yesterday at the time of recording, and I watched it yesterday. Like as soon as I woke up, and I didn't know anything about it because normally I go on Instagram and just check what everyone's thinking and like because normally I'd go on Instagram and I'd check and I'd just look at some initial reactions. Like if someone says, "Oh it's shit," I'd be like, oh, so then I go in not expecting a lot. But if someone says it's absolutely incredible, I go in like expecting just like a lot sort of thing. So for the first time I didn't want to look at it, and then I saw a Rancor on like the thumbnail. I was like, hey up, and then like I watched the episode obviously, and I'm pretty sure because I remember from the trailer shots I was like he was flying like one of the Zygerian slavers, and I remember that I think it's the same sort of planet event it was. And I just, what's my point I'm trying to make here?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, scrap that point. It was a really good episode. Okay, initial reaction it was really good, and then upon rewatch it was really good.
Yeah.
So it was a solid episode.
I didn't watch the episode straight away when I woke up because I was too busy binging Lucifer. So I watched it late at night. When me and Stuart were watching it, we thought it was funny because it felt like it had been fucking months since the last Bad Batch episode. But it hadn't. But when we were watching it, and you know when the fucking little fat lizard lady, forgot her name, Sid, that's it.
Sid,
was
yeah.
talking to the hologram. I remember we were watching it and we were joking about how we think it was that fucking, forgot his name, from Jabba's palace. What's that bitch?
What, Bib Fortuna?
Yeah, him. Like, we joked about him being Bib Fortuna, but we were also like, I mean, it's kind of obvious it's him, so I don't know why we're trying to hide it. And then when we meet the Rancor, Stuart jokingly goes to me, oh, I'll be funny if that's the Rancor from Jabba's palace.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, oh, it could actually be, since Bib Fortuna's here. Yeah. And then towards the end of the episode, we take him home, and we were like, oh, we made a joke and was right about it.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's what I thought, and I was just like, oh, it's really cool that it's the one from Return of the Jedi. I mean, I go online, apparently it's not, it's a different one.
Dude, they're okay with retconning Kanan's origin during Order 66, but they're not okay with retconning this random fucking Rancor from one movie. That's too far.
I'm not sure if there was a comic line about it, or just like a section of a comic about it. I'm not too sure.
I mean, wasn't there like a comic? I think there was actually. Yeah, Stu was telling me, apparently, you know the dude in Return of the Jedi was crying over the Rancor dying?
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, apparently there was like a comic of him after it or something. And and which really kind of annoyed me because I'm there like, why does every random fucking character get their own comic? Like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
But
it's...
I think it's kind of dumb not to make it the same Rancor.
It would have been cool to make it the same, because I just presumed it was for like a whole day, and I didn't realise it was until like yesterday evening. I was like, oh.
If anything, it's dumb not to do that. Like, he introduced it, but then that means that this character is just not important anymore. Like, what was the point in it?
Yeah.
Like, we're never really going to see that character again.
I get what you mean. I thought it was still cool that they sort of, they kind of, like, they wanted to get this Rancor, and they sort of tied Jabba and Bib Fortuna into all of it, like, guessing that they've got, like, loads of Rancors.
I did find it weird, though, how Bib Fortuna was already fat. Like, his chin was already kind of sagging, which to me was odd, because in Return of the Jedi, he does not look like that at all until Mandalorian.
But this is like 15 years beforehand. Dude probably looked himself in the mirror and was like, shit, I've got a scrotum for a chin.
When Jabba dies, and he's like, got to work out, man. Well, not work out, but
yeah, I was going to say, it's just like working out pretty bad. Jabba dies, he works out, and then he becomes really fucking fat like 3 years later.
No, 5 years later.
Oh yeah, 5 years later. It's a fucking terrible protein shake.
It's an awful one.
Some fucking terrible protein shakes.
Yeah, I did like this episode.
And also going to say, I did like they gave Echo a bit more things to do. Like, not as much as last episode, but it was sort of just like, oh, I know someone on that planet, Sid. And then they'd go there, and then it's sort of Echo's idea. Then he goes up to that little control panel, then he puts his like robot hand thing in, and then like Fenrir goes up on the screen. And have you noticed? There's like like the last like 2 episodes, she's sort of to be like a little bit more caring towards Omega. Like the first few times, he was sort of just like fine to have her around, but he was sort of just like a bit cross with her. And like there'll be a time, like she was about to touch this like blade, and then he grabbed the hand and he looked up and he sort of just like shook his head, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
have you noticed that Echo's helmet is a bit too small for his head?
Have you noticed that beforehand these episodes? Yeah, I've noticed that. But have you noticed that beforehand it looked impossible for Echo to put and take his helmet off?
Yeah, like every time he does it, they always like fucking...
They blocked it.
Look away from him doing it, yeah.
Yeah, there was, in the first episode where they were all leaving just before Crosshair showed up with his new armor, right? Echo was literally, as he was holding his helmet, and then like Omega stepped in front of the camera, and then he put his helmet on when Omega was like in the shot, so you couldn't see it. And then I'm pretty sure there was a close-up where as soon as he taken it off, like, you know the little weird thing that goes around his head?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that like slightly goes in so we can take it off.
I don't even think that's the case, because his fucking helmet has a hole in the back where that goes.
Uh-huh.
Like, I noticed it in the latest episode. When he put his helmet down, it had a massive hole in the back for that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I noticed that.
Kind of strange.
Does he take it off from the back, rather than like just taking it off
I'm really
normally?
not sure how it works.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, though.
I do like, that's actually kind of like, that's kind of unique for like a helmet design though. There's like a big hole in it just so he's got room for that big fucking microwave at the back of his head he's got going on.
Yeah. I thought he was going to say something else then.
Oh, what did you think I was going to say?
You got room for it big, and I was like, where'd you go in with it?
They explain it in lore, and it's like Echo's really proud of that thing he's got in his head. It's just like, oh, it's who I am now, and it's actually explaining it's actually like a robot cock or something. Is that what you thought I was going to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the arc we want with Echo in these episodes.
Yeah, he gets proud of his penis.
And okay, well, he's got. But I do like this. This episode has like a lot of action to it, and I like how obviously it's the typical thing you've got in Bad Batch now, where they go do something, like Omega stay behind, and then some shit goes down, and then Omega just like shows up to sort of solve the problem.
A Deus Ex Omega.
Yeah, and like the animation on, like, I can't remember what planet it was, it just looks so good. And like I did like the actual big battle with the whole Zygerians. I thought that was awesome. That was really good. Fun. Like everyone had something to do as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was funny. You know, Rekka was fighting the Rancor, and he was like holding his own against it for like what seemed like hours. I was saying this to Stu as we were watching how so Rekka can go 1-to-1 with a fucking Rancor, but it's probably stronger than him.
Yeah.
But he gets pushed by Fennec once and then knocks himself out.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Maybe he just wasn't. He wasn't feeling it that day. Oh yeah, speaking of Rekka, a mention of his headache again.
Oh yeah. It's definitely not anything. I hope they don't just go, Rekka just generally had a headache this whole time.
Oh no, they wouldn't do.
What's the point
They brought it up way too many times for it to be like that. Plus, have you noticed where as soon as they were going to that like slave planet, right? Like as soon as Echo just goes, it's nothing, and as he's getting up, like there's a just for a few seconds you can see Hunter. He looks over and he looks concerned.
You covered it, fucking hell, Rekka. Shut the fuck up.
I'm pretty sure.
Fucking piece of shit. That's what I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure. Imagine if he actually said that as well. I guess in the part over here, I need to speak to Rekka about something. But I'm pretty sure like he sort of got in the back of the mind, maybe something's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's probably crossing all their minds.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Tech should be the one to really notice it, because he's the one that knew it anyway.
Well, knowing Tech, he'd probably be like, oh yeah, you're about to go through Order 66 in the next 5 minutes. And he just wouldn't share with the rest of the group.
Tech's just like, oh yeah, I knew since like day one, since he first got his headache.
Well, you know what I was thinking? You know when Echo was just like, what does Sid look like? I don't know what he looks like. I know he stays here, but Echo was just like... And like, it was just like, well, you should have shared that in the group, and I'm just like, bruh, you just like didn't bring Order 66 up to anyone really. You sort of just started on the whole inhibitor trips for like 3 episodes.
I think when that scene came up, I said to Stuart how Echo just pulled a Tech by just not sharing information. That was important.
That's what I was thinking, and I full on sat to myself just like, Tech, you motherfucker.
You bitch.
But like I think obviously the best, most memorable part of this entire episode was the big fight scene on that slave planet. Like the whole concept of just like, because Bad Batch like proper tough guys now, and it's actually, I'm surprised how quickly they got taken out. Like it wasn't anything just like, oh my god, the Bad Batch is so shit. It was sort of just like, oh shit, okay, they've been taken out so quick.
I actually completely forgot how they got taken out. I didn't get distracted by a giant lizard.
They were making a plan, and then Echo was like, he was like the eyes like above, and then that dragon thing knocked him out, and then it started attacking them, and then Rekka got knocked out. How didn't Echo hear that? Like he was climbing up the side, and he just like, and the fucking dragon thing was like crawling underneath him. How did he not hear that? He's got good eyesight. That's why he heard him.
What? I don't think that's how it works.
It is how it works. It's all connected to the brain.
Oh, the brain force.
Mm-hmm. But, like, the whole... I just love how they got, like... At first I was just like, oh, they got taken so quickly. But rewatching it, I was just like, oh, it shows how fucking brutal these people are. And then, like, them just sitting there with all their, like, shackles around. And the whole concept was the Bad Batch being kidnapped, and then Omega releases a Rancor to distract them while they escape and have a big fight. I think that's really cool as a concept.
That was fun. That game was kind of dumb, because I saw this little girl, like, next to the Rancor cage, and just didn't think that, oh, maybe she unhooked the cage to let the Rancor out. Like, that'd be the first thing I'd think of.
Yeah, like, that cage was, like, pretty fucking shonky if you just need to take, like, a really small key out that, like, a little girl can take off.
Yeah. Like, what if she actually walked past it for that, or the Rancor just puts its hand under and lifts it up?
Yeah, or just smacks against the cage and it just, like, falls over.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm out, I'm free.
Shonky-ass cage. But, like, the whole thing with that Rancor versus that massive dragon... And then, like, people, like, the Bad Batch aren't just, like, full on invincible. Like, they actually get thrown about a lot. Like Wrecker gets thrown about quite a bit. Fucking Hunter gets, like, thrown about. I did love the actual mini fight where it's just like, go, I'll deal with this guy. And then, you know, that sort of whip that he's got, and he's sort of getting electrocuted, and then he slowly grabs hold of the whip, and then he sort of knocks it out of his hand and just kicks him. I loved that. It wasn't a massive fight, but I thought that was really cool. And they actually...
It was fun to watch.
Another thing, before I go back to the fights real quick, right? Something I not sure... I want to watch this far, right? You know when Echo is sort of talking to the slavers, right? And they're electrocuting him. He notices that Omega is sort of, like, going up on, like, the mountain. And he, like, says a bunch of, like, shit to the people just to sort of, like, distract them from her.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I can't remember what he said, but, like, the fact that I noticed that straight away, and I was just like, okay, that's actually cool that he actually said something. Like, they're doing something with him.
Oh, yeah, about when he said, when they electrocuted Wrecker, and then Echo was like, oh, if you do that again, I'll hurt you or something.
It was that, and then after that, where Omega was on, like, the rocks, and then, like, you saw her, she was up there, and then I think they were about to look over, and then he sort of, like, said a bunch of shit to them, which, like, kind of distracted them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I get what you mean.
I just thought that was really cool, and, what was I gonna say? I did like how they had, like, no one felt really left out in this episode. Like, they all had their different jobs.
Yeah, I agree.
It was like, after... When
we were watching it, and we saw the Bad Batch all together on the fucking mountain, going in together, I was like, I was actually really happy, because we were seeing them together as a unit fighting, instead of, like, Hunter going in, doing everything, Tech staying behind to do some pointless shit, and Echo just running in, getting knocked out, and Echo just being like, oh yeah, I'm part of the show.
Imagine if, you know when they all go through their, like, battle strategies, imagine if they're just like, Echo, you go up, Wrecker, you stay with me, Tech, go back to the ship and do some pointless shit. I can just imagine and Hunter's voice just like, Tech, go do some useless shit on it. It just goes and just goes back to the ship. But, like, I know what you mean. And, you know, after everyone was sort of like, they got out of their, like, restraints, everyone had a job to do. It was basically Hunter was taking on the sort of, like, the ringleader, and Tech and Hunter were Tech and Wrecker were Tech and Wrecker were going after the Rancor, and then Echo and Omega were going they were helping release the other no one felt left out. See, that's kind of the problem I think this show might have a problem with, that one character might feel left out over the others, which I'm hoping that's the case, because it's an ensemble cast, meaning they should all have, like, something to do, so I can recognise them for doing something in each episode. Like, it's not just, you know, we said, like, in the previous podcast, it was like, it's not just Hunter and the Bad Batch, it's the Bad Batch. And
it needs to feel more like the Bad Batch.
I'm happy that
Hunter and Omega.
Like, I'm happy that they're actually starting to, because how many episodes we got left? We've got, like, 9?
Yeah.
Is it 9?
I forgot how many episodes they're meant to be this season. Is it like
16, I
13 or
think.
16?
I think
Oh.
it's 11.
Okay.
I think it's either 16 or 14, but point is we've got loads of episodes left. We're not even halfway through just yet. So they're starting to do a lot of stuff with Echo. I'm pretty sure they're building up to doing a lot of things with Wrecker. They're already doing a lot of stuff with Crosshair. I'm pretty sure they might do that soon. Hopefully they do some stuff with Tex. I'm pretty sure that in each section of the series, now we said before, like, instead of doing them all together, they'll have like their own little sections of the season to themselves.
Yeah.
I'd prefer them not to do that, but as long as we get some good character development somewhere, I'm happy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd be
as long as we get something. And you know when Omega picked up that weird like gold thing, and then she pressed it and it turned into like a massive bow and arrow. That looks awesome. Did you remember in like one of the trailers?
I definitely would have kept that.
Do you remember in one of the earlier trailers, I think it was like late last year, where like there was a shot of her with that crossbow? No, that bow and arrow.
Everyone thought it was like a Night Sisters bow.
Yeah. I think
that does look like one.
Yeah, I think that's what I thought it was, but like I saw it and I was like, wait, why the hell is she picking it up? And all of a sudden it turns into that, like, and that just looks so cool because the fact that it fits around your arm.
Yeah.
And like
at first,
I
thought she just saw a piece of gold and started stealing it.
I mean, that's what the Bad Batch should have done. They should have just like gone through all their shit. Because I'm pretty sure everything there would have been made out of like gold or something. Or
yeah, they could have just sold it.
I would have at least taken a chunk out of that weird dragon thing and then sell it, because that meat has got to be worth like quite a bit.
Yeah, like your future does anyway. Just go like do illegal criminal things.
Yeah, or just sell some of those whips, or just be like, oh, these are from like Zygerian slavers, and they'd be like, oh shit, I remember that arc, I'll buy it.
Yeah, that would definitely be like high priced on the market.
Yeah,
especially the black market.
Or imagine if down the road where like in the next few episodes they're actually broke, they don't have a ship anymore, they have absolutely nothing, and then they're just stuck on some abandoned planet and Omega's just like, oh, I've got this. We're like, where the hell did you get that? Oh, I just found it. Well, that would have been worth like 1 million credits. Oh, sorry.
Tech's just like, no, they're just like on the planet, the ship's gone, they're stranded, and Tech's just like, at the end of the episode, Hunter's like, oh, also like another ship we could use, and Tech's like, oh, actually, we have a stealth one that's cloaked that's been following us since day one. It's like, Tech, why didn't you tell us this? Like, we didn't need it.
Tech, why didn't you tell us this? Just like in the most disappointing voice ever, just like I can imagine like the final episode where like they're doing something and then Darth Vader shows up, where like Tech's, all of them are panicking and Tech's on his phone just like, Tech, the fucking Darth Vader is just like, oh yeah, I knew he's been following us for like the past 3 days. It's like, bruh, tell us.
Why don't you tell us?
Open your mouth.
Important.
Speak, motherfucker, speak.
You're like, I thought it was obvious.
Oh well, I thought it was obvious we were gonna die. It was obvious that Disney was only gonna give us 1 season.
Is it? Well, Tech, man, you gotta stop playing Pokemon Go. You gotta go.
Another thing, real quick, right? You know how in episode 1, where like they're like Kane is introducing all of them to like the clones and like that snowy. I was gonna say snowy map, that snowy planet, right? And all of them just like, sort of like acknowledge like who they're speaking to. And then Tech's on his phone, like he's on his phone like so much when he's speaking to people. And I was like, Tech,
dude, I told you, playing Pokemon Go, it's fucking important. You don't think you don't understand. You've got to collect them.
He's playing Kane and Go. You got to collect all the Kanans.
All the different animation styles of Kanan.
Dude, we could pitch that to Disney, Kane and Go. That'd be such a Dude, I mean, knowing EA, that's the game they would make. Everyone would be like, oh my god.
It sounds weirdly offensive to Kanan.
Please give us a Battlefront 3 EA. Go. Please give us some sort of like Darth Maul single player game, and just give us like Kane and Go. That's something EA would do, to be fair.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I was there shitting.
What the game would actually be about.
I was there praising the idea of Kane and Go as a game, and then also I'm just shitting on the idea of Kane and Go as a game.
Yeah, it was your idea as well. You brought it up, and then you start shitting on it.
Well, it's my idea. I can change whatever I want to change about it. It's my idea.
You didn't change anything about it. You started shitting on your own idea, man.
Well, right, fuck off, Robert. But I'm glad that... Okay, right. I'm glad that... I'm pretty sure Omega's going to turn into one of those characters where... You know, at the minute she's sort of just like... She doesn't have anything to do. She's sort of... Well, I mean, she has things to do, but like... In battle, she sort of just like hides behind boxes or something like that. I think she's gonna kick ass and actually get like a bow. Well, obviously she has a bow, but I think
She already got it.
yeah, she's gonna take like part in the battle. Oh, dude, do you think somewhere down the road, she's gonna get like a Bad Batch uniform?
Well, like a little kid version.
Yeah, like a fucking Nerf version.
She's got. What's gonna happen? She's gonna get like Crosshair's uniform, which is gonna be like it's gonna be the exact same as Crosshair. It's just gonna be like more so it can fit her.
No.
But the helmet's like still the same size.
Oh no, it's not gonna small. No, it's not. They won't have to like downsize it because she's gonna be Fennec at this point. So.
True.
Yeah,
true.
so it'll probably fit her.
Also, when you were saying, do you think Omega's gonna become one of those characters? I thought you said Omega's gonna become a character, and I was like, I think she already is.
She's gonna become a character. At this point, she's been an object.
Now she needs to evolve into an actual person.
But by the way, I'm not objectifying women. Okay.
No, objectifying children.
Yeah, no, I'm not objectifying children. Okay, I'm gonna like everyone's gonna cancel me. Everyone's gonna like cancel me for being
Man,
like.
you can't treat them like pieces of meat.
Right, you need to be fucking quiet. I'm gonna get cancelled being a Zygerian slaver.
Hey, I'm a cat. I can do whatever I want.
But like, who do you think Fennec's employer is? Real quick.
Probably. It might be in the Kaminoans. Because he didn't seem like she wanted to kill Omega. She was there to like kidnap her, so it's probably like the Kaminoans. But if that's the case, why not just go?
Or just
why don't the Kaminoans just talk to the Bad Batch and be like, hey, we're on your side, we let her go. But the Empire's gonna like try and wipe you all out, so they kind of like need to turn up. And then the Bad Batch would be like, oh yeah, let's do it, that's fine. Oh.
Yeah.
That's how they'd say it.
I get what you mean. Like, I'm not sure if it would be the Kaminoans.
Starfade.
I mean, actually, that would make sense, because who else would want Omega? Who else would actually know about her?
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. I can see that. I wouldn't be... We need to revisit Kamino at some point and see what the hell's going on there.
I'm hoping next episode we get to see it.
I'm hoping...
I want to see more of, like, Crosshair's training with Die Troopers.
Yeah, I reckon next episode, I'll say this now, it'll probably be about 30 minutes, and then we'll get some Crosshair action next episode. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Now, watch it be an episode where they go to, like, the fucking Gungan Kingdom, and they've got to, like, do some shit. No, thank you.
They meet Jar Jar.
Oh, no, they meet Jar Jar. Please, no. Honestly. Upon our Phantom Menace rewatch, dude, I didn't mind Jar Jar, but now I fucking despise him. Wait, Robert, you still there? Robert! Oh no, his Discord's messed up. Robert! Robert! Hey, what's up,
Hello?
man? Dude, your Discord was messing up.
Yeah, I need to get ready to take my dog out.
Alright, dude. Right, so, I'm gonna quickly give the episode...
on it, like, I either give a 7...
Robert's mic just quit out again. Robert, unplug and plug it back in.
7.5 or an 8.
5... Okay. I'll give this one an 8.
Alright.
I'll give this episode an 8. Right, I know you need to go walk your dog, so do you want to leave it there?
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we shall speak to you in the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for that lovely, lovely
You're
sound.
welcome. You're welcome.